Hey, perfect. Okay. Hey, Gummy Gang. I'm so excited to be back. It's been a hot minute since I really feel like I've done a training here. It's been a hot minute, but we're gonna like switch it up. We're gonna do some leaders, different leaders every week on our call this month. As much as I love hearing from Dee and Kayla all the time, these girls need a freaking break. Okay, like they work hard, they've got a lot of things going on, and they're doing everything they can possibly do to keep it together. So you're going to hear from a bunch of different leaders all month long, and I think that that's also awesome because I just love to hear from other people and get different perspectives and see what other people are doing that's working for them and all the other things. So tonight, Amanda and I are going to chat a little bit about mindset and how important the power of a good mindset is. I know that I started in this business because of my mindset. I think Amanda really did too. And recently I've been going through some really heavy things, and my husband said to me tonight, and I'm just going to share this. He said, "You seem like you've been really good lately." He's like, I don't want to jinx it. He's like, almost like you've been coming out of the fog a little bit. And I was like, it's because I've been taking Wise consistently. And he was like, well, you should just keep taking that. He's like, because it's definitely helped you. He's like, you've been getting up, you've been showing up. He's like, I've been hearing you talk on the phone about products again and business and making calls again. He's like, so that makes me feel good. So right there, that just shows the power of our products and our culture. Yeah, it is. Wise and Vibe together, Christina, are it. I agree 100%. So Amanda and I kind of did a little bit of a mindset training for our team on Thursday night. And we just kind of had we just wanted to talk about some habits we've created, and just some good steps to maybe creating, better mindset for yourself. Yeah. Amanda, you want to start us off with a little bit of the stuff that you started talking about, and then we can kind of just do what we did last week.
Yeah, so this is something that's been huge for me because I personally get in this trap where my brain just takes over. Maybe it has to do with my ADHD, maybe it's all the different things, but I let my mind take over. I actually recently hired a life coach because I personally needed one, because I'm not somebody to follow through on my own. I need that push. I need that extra push. I need that help. And she's helped me so much that I've been sharing it with Darnell and with our team. And I didn't realize how many people were struggling mentally with their mindsets. And that's what we do, right? We sell products that help people mentally, with their minds. But if our minds aren't right, when we're talking to people about these products, they're not going to, number one, believe a word we're saying, but number two, we're not going to believe a word we're saying. So we not only have to have our minds right to get to where we want to be in this business, but we have to have our minds right to share this business and these products with other people. And I think that that's why it was so important to get back to the basics of our minds and ourselves and self-care before we can really understand what that bigger goal is that we want to achieve and even be able to start to get to it. So I've been reading this book right here, The Success Principles. I know you guys have heard me talk a lot about this one. I bring it up, some of the quotes and stuff, when I do my blitzes. And the first 4 chapters are all about mindset. And I love how something big that they talk about is every single day, like Darnell said, we encounter different things. Things happen to us every day, right? Shitty things happen to us every day. Our kids break something, $4,000 that we worked so hard for. Things happen, right? We find out crazy things, but it's how we react to those situations, how we think about them, how we handle them, that's going to determine the outcome of it. So it is really, really, really hard. I'm not going to lie, in situations like that, to think positively, right? You want to yell, fuck, and that's fine. But it's how long you stay there that becomes the ultimate determining factor and how that's going to affect your future. It's okay to take 5 minutes to be upset. Okay. It's okay to be emotional, but you can't stay like that. You have to, and this is where, and this is hard for me. You have to find, and this is a silly thing sometimes, but you really have to find the joy and the humor and almost the forgiveness in every situation. You have to be able to see beyond the current moment to get beyond the current moment. And that's what starts here. So that's kind of where we're going to work and what we want to talk to you guys about.
I agree so much with you, Amanda. I'm always like, when I start to get worked up about something that is out of my control and I know that I really can't fix it, I say to myself, like, is this shit going to matter to me tomorrow? Because if it's not going to like matter to me in 2 hours or tomorrow, then I'm not going to give this any more energy. I want to start with like a really quick little, it's a little quick like story. My brother actually said this to me the other day because again, I've been on the struggle bus and he's like, I've ever told you about the monks? And I was like, the monks? And he's like, let me tell you a little bit about the monks. And I was like, okay, man. He's like an 80-year-old Italian man. He's really not, but he acts like it. And he's like, so there's these two monks and they're going on a mission and they have to go from one place to get to, you know, the sanctuary, whatever they're trying to get to. And it's like a month walk. And part of the mission is they can't speak to each other for this entire month. So about 5 days into their walk, there's a man on the side of the road and he's begging them to help him get to the next town so he can get help for himself, whatever. So this monk, not speaking, picks up this man, puts him on his back and carries him to the next town and puts him down. And then him and his other monk friend in silence walk on to the temple and they get there 10, 15 days later. And once they get there, they could speak. And the one friend says to the guy who carried the man from one town to another, he says, I got to ask you, why did you pick that guy up? Like, and carry him from one town to the next? Like, it slowed us down. Like, why did you do that? And the one monk looked at him and he said, dude, I put that guy down 10 days ago. Why are you still carrying him? And I was like, okay, that's a really, really good way to put it. Like, why are you still carrying it? Because I think sometimes we start to carry the weight of the people around us too. Let's like, you know, if sometimes our spouses have bad days and our kids have bad days and they come home and they put the weight of their problems on us too. And we have to figure out a way how to not let it drown us and not let us completely drag us down, because trust me, there is tons of things that go on all day long. Like Amanda said, we can't control everything, but the things that we can control are our reactions and how we show up and we respond to these scenarios. And like Amanda said, crying is okay. Having a bad day is okay. It's sometimes it's just your body's way of saying like, hey, you need to like sit down, relax and chill out for today. And you just need to like get your mind right. And that's okay. Yeah. But it's like, how many days are you going to do it? How many days are you going to be upset about it? How many days are we going to let this scenario drag us down? How many days are we going to let it affect our business and our family and the people around us? And you have to like set those boundaries up for yourself. And I know one of like when you get into a deep funk, sometimes it's really hard to get out. Our products are amazing and they help. But I think one of the things that Amanda's really, really, really great about, and she pushes our team to do, was gratitude. We are really big about gratitude on our teams, and showing that like at the end of the day, you can sit down and you can write 10 things that you were grateful for today, even if it was the worst day ever. Your tire blew out while you were driving. You don't have any vibe high left. Your kid's diaper exploded in the car, whatever it may be. There are 10 things that you can be grateful for. Okay. You can be grateful for the fact that you had enough money to buy that vibe high that's on the way. You can be grateful for the fact that Ariel gave you the opportunity to get that tire fixed with the extra income that you've made. You know, whatever it is, there's always something to be grateful for. And I know that Amanda's so good at practicing that. And I'm very grateful for her for introducing it to all of us, to be honest.
It's so true. I think it's so important to have a gratitude workbook. That is something that has helped me a lot, is writing down not only the things that I'm grateful for every day, but the things that that then reminds me of the things that I can find joy, those joyful moments that then I can easily come back to when those things hit. I'm going to tell you guys, this month has been really shitty for me. I could have given up. I am so close to 1,000 VIP volume. I'm usually at 2,500 by now. Things have happened with my grandma, with my family, sickness, freaking the worst GI, like the worst intestinal thing that could happen. hit my family last week. Like literally, it's been thing after thing after thing. And I could have chosen to just given up this month and said it's not happening, but I didn't. I've kept going because everything's been put in front of me for a reason. Guess what? Every single thing that's happened to me is a story that I can use. It's something I can use to make a TikTok. It's something I can use to make a reel, because you know how many people relate to the things that happen to us? Like those, we can choose to sit in them and be upset about them, or we can use them. We can use them as our strengths, because they are strengths. They are not weaknesses. They are things that have helped us become who we are. And they are things that we can use to help other people get beyond where they're at. I know so many of you have shared your stories, and you have the freaking strongest stories. We have some of the strongest warriors that I know here. Like you guys are fighters. And what we wind up doing is we get so stuck. We get stuck in our circumstances. We get caught in the blame game, the compare game. But the thing is, guys, when we get into these situations, we have to stop blaming other people and look at ourselves, because we're not where we're at because of other people. We get caught in these depressions because of ourselves. Do you know that the other person is probably moved on? They're probably not even thinking about it anymore, but yet we're still stuck in it. Yeah. So we want that. And it is so hard. And guess what? You know that you can forgive, how it says forgive and forget. You can forgive and not forget. You can forgive and move on so that you're not dwelling on it anymore. You need to find a way, whether maybe it's making those gratitude messages, practicing self-care, when you get caught in those situations, for your mindset to not go into a dark spot, but to go into a light spot. And it's hard and it takes time for sure. Yes, you do. You have to forgive for your own sanity, 100%. What you cannot do is engage in limiting thoughts and self-defeating behavior. That is what we do. 100%. If you're guilty of that, raise your hand. Like I know every single person on here is so guilty of doing that. We get in self-defeating mindsets. Yes. And we let
I actually practice something with my kids every morning on the way to school. If you don't have kids, that's okay. You can practice it with yourself. But every morning as I drop my kids off, I make them tell me things that they are grateful for on the way to school. Right. So last week I switched it up and I was like, okay, boys, tell me 3 things that you're proud of yourself for. And they didn't know what to say. You'll be surprised. Ask your kids what they're proud of themselves for, because they may not be proud of themselves for anything. And that's on us too. Yes. That's on us. You know, we're setting that example. So now in the car in the morning, we all list things that we are proud of ourselves for, me included, because I am just at fault for it. And I know sometimes we get stuck. Amanda was talking about being stuck in like these places and you just like, I don't know how to get out of it. I've been in it for so long. I don't know how to get out. You need to switch up your routine. That's the bottom line. Switch up your routine. First and foremost, if you're somebody that's sleeping until your kids like wake you up, that is a terrible idea. Stop doing that. Wake up an hour before your kids get up and like get your day started, get your coffee going, take your supplements, make a couple of stories and feel accomplished, get the lunches done. And then they come out and you're like, yes, I can help you brush your teeth. Yes, I can be patient with you because I've already been awake and I've had my coffee and I feel like a good human. And I've already felt like I've accomplished a little bit of something in my life, whatever it may be. And you don't wake up getting screamed at, because that changes the whole trajectory of your day. Giving yourself 1 hour a day, whether it be in 15-minute little like pockets or whether it be a full hour in itself, is important. You deserve an hour a day to yourself, regardless of how many kids you have, regardless of your job, whatever it may be. And if you're just like, I don't have the time, find the time. There is the time.
That's an excuse. And I saw what Casey said. And what if the kids wake up before the crack of dawn? Guess what? That's been my child. She woke me up this morning with her like breathing in my face, saying that she needed to wipe her butt. Okay. Like, and that was before my alarm clock went off. These things happen. Well, guess what? If those are the things that happen, then we can't make an excuse saying, well, my kids wake up so early, I can't wake up earlier. That's an excuse. Then we need to go to bed an hour earlier, or make those lists and do those things before we go to bed. You know, 75 hard. Why do you think they have that? Because it takes that long to start a new behavior. It takes that long for it to settle in. It's not something that happens right away. It's a commitment, okay? Getting your mindset right is a commitment, but it's a commitment to yourself. It's something you're going to wake up smiling more. You're going to be happier. People are going to see it in your face. You have to regain control of your thoughts and your actions. And it is literally going to change the game. I wrote something down now. I can't remember where it was so instead of saying I failed or I can't do this, or there's no way I'm going to wake up at this time every day. Remember those affirmations that we do every day? Those are the affirmations you need to repeat every single day. You need to figure out what it is. I can wake up an hour early every day.
Put it in the chat right now. Everybody say one thing that you can do that you're not doing right now, that you can show up tomorrow. I can post in my stories tomorrow. I can wake up an hour earlier. I can read for 15 minutes in the car line instead of scroll my phone and do a personal development. I can listen to a podcast while I do the dishes. You can do these things. Whether you choose to do it or not is a different story. Exactly. The choice is yours.
And it's telling yourself every day, whatever that thing is you're writing right now, I want you to write that down on a sticky note and I want you to post it everywhere. Okay. I want you to repeat it constantly because that is how it's going to change. Guess what I've been doing? I get to my kids' school, like Darnell said, because I was not making time for myself to have this, I wasn't reading my book like I wanted to. So I get to school 30 minutes early every day now. And I sit in the parking lot and I do my time. Because I need that time. We have to work on here if we ever want to get to where those goals are. So not only are you writing this down, but what I want you guys to do, seriously, start a gratitude journal. If you do not have one, take a freaking notebook like this every day. Write down 3 things. At first thing, start your day. 3 things you're grateful for. 3 affirmations that you want to do, like that you're proud of yourself for. Say, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. Write it down. Okay. When you write it down, you are telling yourself that you can do this. You are reminding yourself that you can do this. You are mentally preparing yourself for the day and everything that it is going to bring.
I agree 100%. It does. And even like to do it before bed, because a lot of people are like, they'll have so many things inside their head before bed. So it's like really good to write it down sometimes too. If you're like, okay, I'm not going to sleep well because I know I have all these things I have to do tomorrow. Write that list before you go to bed so you can put it all down and you can just be like, okay, now I can sleep. I know what I have to do tomorrow. I know the things that I need to get done. There is a way that we can all do all the things. There is. Is it easy? Absolutely not. Nothing in life is easy. Are we going to have hard days? Absolutely. Are we going to just be like, you know what? No, today I'm not adulting. Yeah, you can do those things. You're allowed to do those things. But if you're not adulting more days than you are adulting, then you might have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, well, who's the problem here? Me or my lifestyle, And I think it's also very hard to work at home sometimes. So if you're somebody that's always in the house and you never leave, and you can go out somewhere, like maybe with your phone or your iPad or your laptop, and you can go work from somewhere else, I encourage you to do that. Go do the blitz somewhere. At 10 a.m., go sit at a coffee shop just to get out of your house. Bring your unicorn drops with you. Put them on the table. Put the gummies on the table while you sit there and do the call. You just never know who's going to come over and talk to you. You really don't. I mean, that, and you feel better when you get out of the house. I feel like when you get out, I love to describe myself as an introverted extrovert, because once you see me, I'm all about it. I'm like, yes, let's do this. I'm so happy we're together. I can't believe it's been so long. But I'm also somebody that's like, ooh, you want me to put on pants and leave my house? That means I got to put a bra on, and I don't want to do that. So I get it. And it's hard to get out sometimes. And Amanda and I both, we talk about it all the time. She gets out more than I do, and does more networking events, and they're so good for her. And I need to work on trying to do at least one a month. I can do at least one networking event a month. See, I'm going to say it too.
And with networking events and things like that, you guys, that can get in your mind just as much. I'm telling you, I did an event yesterday. Okay. The first 3 hours of the event sucked. They sucked. And I was getting in my mind mentally, but you know what I looked at? I looked down at this list of leads that I now had. And I said, this is great. I've got this list. I can do this. I'm going to make more connections, is literally what I told myself. I said, I'm not going to be upset about the lack of sales. I'm going to make more connections. Guess what happened right after that? The owners of the farmer's market. They have a farmer's market, a juice bar, everything there. It's huge. They do a huge pumpkin patch, huge. Came over to my table and want to carry my products in their shop. I manifested that.
You did.
I did not give up because I did not give up.
And it's because you shifted the way you were thinking about it right then and there. You let the negative thought come in and you were like, nah, bitch, nah, I ain't gonna play that game with you today. We're not gonna do that. Every opportunity is a good opportunity.
It is. And we have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable.
I mean, and you know what? Yesterday at the pool, I'm sitting there at the pool, the community pool. This is another great example. I don't really like to get up, go to the community pool, okay? Because there's other moms and other kids. And that means I have to interact with them. And I don't want to do that. I'm not going to lie because I'm an introverted extrovert. But yesterday I had 4 kids here and I'm like, all right, pop my vibe high. I took my I'm like, let's go, kids. Let's go to the pool. And there's 2 other moms there and they're just talking about how anxious they are about this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, girl, you're like speaking who I was 2 years ago. I'm like, I started taking this all natural vibe high and chill pill. I'm like, and it's been a game changer. And guess who got 2 new VIPs today because she went to the pool? Yep. Me. I got 2 new and they both bought vibe high today. Okay. So it is like, it's all right here. It's all us. We are our own worst enemies. And we are also our best cheerleaders if we just let ourselves be. Like, the thing, I made a post, I think last week, and I think, Amanda, you said something. It was like, if I asked you like where you fell on your like priority list, would you be in your top 5?
Yeah.
Like of where you, like who, if the top things that you love, would you be in the top 5? Because if you are not one of your top like loves of your life, you're fucking up. I love you all enough to tell you that you're messing up. You've got to be on that top of your list. I don't care if you got 17 kids. You need to be one of those top 5 things. Kids is one. They don't all come into like, you love your children equally. That's one line. Like, that's it. I don't care how many you got, like that's the reality. And you have to love you. Have to learn how to love you. So the only way to do that is to start pouring into yourself. Affirmations, like we said, doing some gratitude. Those gratitude messages, even when we do the blitzes, I feel like people always respond so positively when you send them something kind. They come back with like, you are just so amazing and I love you so much. Thank you for saying that. You have no idea how much you made my day. And you're like, damn it, now that felt great. So glad I did that. And right?
I was gonna say, it's the same thing when you're talking to people. I know so many of you are saying that you're uncomfortable talking to people. Do you know how simple it is if you just look at someone and say, wow, that outfit, you look amazing today. Even if you don't know the person, something just as simple as that can literally not only change your life, but theirs as well. I also am a strong believer in your why. And that's not just saying like, I'm doing this for my kids. No, this is like really sitting down. I have a why worksheet that my life coach gave to me. I'm going to adjust it and I'm going to post it in the Gummy Gang chat for all of you guys to do. Because if you really understand your why and you really, really have it nailed down, that's going to change your mindset because you're going to know why you're doing this. And you think it's for one reason, but really it's for something so much bigger than that. It's for your mental health. It's for your growth because we forget about ourselves and we think about everybody else. But we have to remember ourselves. You have to remember your worth. I did this with our team last week and they loved it. I think I actually did it on one of the Blitz calls too. I want everyone to do an affirmation with me, okay? So we're going to say this. Look at yourself, look in the mirror, look in your camera, look anywhere, okay? And say this literally right after me. Say, I feel great. I am in control. I make things happen. I am a fucking badass.
My microphone's on. I feel great. I am in control. I'm
I make things badass.
I make things happen.
Fucking badass. And say it every day. Okay. Do you know how good it feels to say fuck? I'm just saying it took me forever to get there because I had a mindset that it wasn't okay. Okay. That like I couldn't say and I couldn't do this, but sometimes you just have to do it. You have to speak it. You have to speak life into yourself. Yeah. Like speak it, scream it, yell it, because you're going to then breathe it to life.
I agree, Amanda. I agree. Well, we've got 3 minutes before Dee and Kayla got to pop on this corporate call and we have to use this number again. So we do need to wrap this up. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to Amanda or myself. We're always happy to chat with anybody. Again, we're here for everybody. We love you all. If you have any questions, let us know, and pop on the corporate call with Kayla and Dee now. Same number, the same Gummy Gang, like Blitz call number. So we'll see you in a minute.
Bye, guys.